point penalty for that last incident.
Hey guys, my name is Anthony, and in today's video I'm going to be talking over my first valid attempt at the second esports event done by Codemasters. These events go on during the Pro Series and it's just qualifying really. If you want to get into F1 esports, this is the best way for you to do it. So if you want to see more videos similar to this, or if you want to see more in the future, or even a second attempt at this specific event, make sure to hit the like button and stick around by subscribing to the channel if you're new. So as you guys can see, we're at the circuit of the Americas this time instead of Monza, and instead of in the Mercedes we are in the McLaren of Lando Norris. So what's the goal, what's the target for this esports event qualifying? Well, this time you start off in around about 8th place and you basically just have to pass Carlos Sainz, which sounds easy, but trust me, it's not that easy, because for some reason in this event Carlos Sainz is just a pain to overtake. I overtake him pretty easily, but I overtake him pretty late on in the challenge. So you're in 8th place, as I said. You have to overtake Carlos Sainz to get into 7th place, and if you really want to get into F1 esports, if you really want to qualify, then you're going to need to be doing it against 110% AI with no assists, no like flashbacks or anything like that. You can't cut any of the corners, you can't get any warnings, no penalties, nothing like that. You have to be very quick and very consistent. And in the first event I did it on 110% AI on the Xbox platform. However, on this try I've only done it on the PC, and I don't know if maybe the AI on the PC is slightly faster, I highly doubt that, but I had to do it on 107% for the PC, because on 110% I couldn't even catch up to Carlos Sainz, let alone overtake him. So I had to turn it down to 107, and this was the first valid attempt that I ended up getting. So as you can see, we have a little bit of a lock up there, and with again these challenges you need to be super consistent, which is probably one of the most difficult things to do, to be that quick and that consistent as well. Really and truly you have to be putting in a lot of hours into the game if you really want to be thinking about F1 esports. But if you're new to the game and you really want to just see where you are compared to everyone else and compared to the esports guys, then this is a great way for you to really see that by just doing these esports events. Me personally, I don't see myself getting into F1 esports. I'm not that quick, and honestly I don't really want to put the dedication in to getting into F1 esports. This is just something that I do for fun and something that I do for content for you guys. So as I said, in the first event that was at Monza, if you missed that one, I'll leave a link at the top right hand side of the screen. And that one, honestly, it was pretty much a lot easier than this one in my personal opinion. Even though it was basically the same thing, you get around about 6 or 7 laps to catch up to the person ahead of you, overtake them, and then do as much as you can to even try and catch up to the person ahead of them. Esports guys, if you're looking to join F1 esports, you're probably going to want to be overtaking Ricardo. I'm not sure what lap it is specifically that you want to overtake him, but you definitely want to overtake Ricardo if you really want a solid chance. And if you just want a decent score, and in my personal opinion a decent score is probably top 100, maybe I don't know, top 200 maybe is probably a decent score. If you want that, then you're probably going to need to catch up to Carlos Sainz on I'll roughly say 107 to 110% AI. You're probably going to want to catch them up roughly lap 53, 54. You want to make the overtake as smoothly as you can, because if you catch up to Carlos Sainz on sector 1 or sector 3, it's really going to be a pain to overtake him because of the dirty air. You really want to overtake him on that back straight or on the start finish line straight if you want to overtake him smoothly enough to not lose a lot of time, because believe it or not, you're going to lose a lot of of time to the people who catch him up on the back straight or on the start finish straight compared to those who catch him up towards the first or third sector. And in this attempt, you can actually see we're actually doing not too bad. I think we ended up with 2 warnings on the attempt that I did on Monza, and so far lap 53, so we've done about 3 laps or 2 or 3 laps, and we've not got a warning yet, so we're doing okay in the warnings front. However, there are quite a few mistakes here and there. If you just watch it, you can see that sometimes the car's a bit twitchy on exit, or sometimes I lock up going into the corners. These are all small things that really lose you a lot of time. It doesn't seem as if it would lose you a lot of time over just 6 laps, but trust me, if you look at some of the top scores from some of the quicker guys, it loses you a lot of time. And I believe overall, if you want to be looking at esports, I think you need to get an 89.58 overall time, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I might need to check that out once I'm editing the video just to make sure that that is roughly around about an overall time that you'll need. And I think overall for this, we did a 90-minute one. Now obviously we didn't take 90 minutes to do the whole race, but they basically give you the final score, the final time, as a time it would have taken you to do the whole race. So 90 minutes and 1 second is what we got. So we're about 2 to 3 seconds, or maybe even more, slower than some of the guys who are looking towards esports. This is on the PC, and right now this attempt that you guys are watching is at 68th place, so we're in the top 70, so it's not too bad. But at the moment it's early days. I think only 2,000 to 3,000 people have actually attempted the event on the PC, so I'm assuming that as time goes on throughout the month, because you've got the entire month to do this, that more and more people will start to do it, more and more people will get better scores, and the score that I'd done with this attempt will start to move down. So again, I'm probably going to try this again and just try and get a good score. As you can see now, lap 54, we actually start catching up to Carlos Sainz. I decided to just dive down the inside here of Carlos Sainz because I realized if I hadn't have done that, I would have lost so much time in sector 3. So I just decided then and then, I'm going for the move. If I damage the wing, I'm just going to have to restart. But as I said, I'm probably going to try this again and try and get a better score than this so that I can try and stay in the top 100. So if you want to see more videos on this specific esports event, then let me know in the comment section and I'll happily do another video or even another live stream, because I did do a live stream I think a day or 2 after the esports event came out, and it was probably one of my most, if not my most successful stream. So to everyone who's joined the channel from that, thank you very much. And this is the video that I was talking about when I said that I was just going to try and sweat the game out a little bit and get a decent score. So yeah, as you can see now, I've been talking a lot. We're at lap 55 or 56 and I've already passed Carlos Sainz. So at this point, once you've passed Carlos Sainz, your goal is to get out of the DRS as quickly as you can really, and just try and catch up to Ricciardo as much as you can. I believe if you really want a good score, you're going to have to overtake Carlos Sainz pretty early, so lap 52, lap 53, and at that point you can really use the last 3 or 4 laps. As I accidentally paused there, I'm still not used to some of the buttons on PC, it's slightly different, I haven't changed them over yet. But it will give you the last 3 or 4 laps to really push to try and catch Ricciardo up as much as you can, and some of the quicker guys will probably even overtake Ricciardo. For us personally, after we overtook Carlos Sainz, I really wanted to get out of the DRS as quickly as I could, but sadly I don't know if it was just my traction or whatever, if it was just the tires starting to die out very quickly, but I just couldn't get out of his DRS. I was struggling, and this is a track that I'm not necessarily great at. I've not put a lot of practice. As you can see, we get a lot twitchy on the exit there. It's not a track that I really have a lot of experience with. It's not a track that I'm really great at. As you can see, we go super wide, and I was lucky not to get a warning there for going almost wide, and we just, I don't know, it just lost so much time in that last sector. As you can see, I think we were 6/10 of our quickest lap. And that's another thing I forgot to mention, guys. Your quickest lap and your overall times, as I mentioned before, are things that you're really going to want to focus on when it comes to these sort of events, because the quicker your fastest lap is, the better your score, and the quicker obviously your overall time is, the better your score. And I think the quickest lap we did here is a 34.9, which is actually one of the slower quickest laps that we managed to do in this session. I think the quickest fastest lap that we've done in this session is a 34.6. so in our fastest lap we actually lost about 3 tenths, which I believe was the very first lap where you do the end of sector 2 and beginning of sector 3. We lost 3 tenths in that alone, so you really do lose a lot of time just by making small mistakes. But as we come up to the back straight now for the final lap, at this point I realize I'm not going to get out of the DRS. I just need to just bring the car home as smoothly as I can and just try and get as quick of a time as I can. So when it comes to these events, it is pretty difficult, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie, this one was more challenging than the last one. I don't know if it was to do with the AI just being quicker on PC. I don't know if that's actually a thing. I doubt it is. It's just I had to turn it down from 110 to 107, whereas in the previous event I did that at 110. So coming up to the final corner now, and I was just relieved that I had finally managed to get a decent attempt in. And as we cross the line, as I said, we do a 90 minute and 1 second time, as I'm probably gonna skip over this part in editing, so you guys will see what my score and what my overall times were, I believe. So yeah, it was decent. It was a decent run. We didn't get any warnings, I believe, which is very, very good in terms of our overall score. So if you want an overall score that is good, you're not going to want to get any warnings or any penalties. So that's going to be it from me today. If you like this video, hit the like button, stick around by subscribing to the channel, and again, just let me know if you want me to do another live stream for this, or if you want me to make another video of me attempting this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.